Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Pathfinders, a hiking podcast with Brian. Today, we're diving into a topic that adds a whole new level of excitement and awareness to our hikes: wildlife encounters during July. As trails bustle with life this time of year, understanding what we'll find along our path, as well as how to handle these encounters, is crucial. I'm delighted to have joining me today Scott Sullivan, a seasoned hiking veteran who brings some real-world insights to our discussions. Scott, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me, Brian. It's always a pleasure to chat about hiking, and wildlife is one of my favorite topics. The sheer variety you can encounter in July is incredible. From the smallest insects and birds to elk and bears, each providing unforgettable experiences on the trail.
Absolutely. And July just seems to be a prime time for these encounters. You know, the weather's great, and the wildlife is so active, but I guess that can also mean we need to be a bit more on our toes. I'd love to hear your thoughts on which wildlife species are most common during this month and any interesting ones you've personally encountered.
Throughout July, you'll often spot deer and elk in regions that support larger wildlife, mainly because they're in full swing of their feeding and breeding cycles. Bears are also quite active, and hikers may come across them foraging. In more varied terrains, you could see foxes and coyotes. In woodland areas, birdwatching can be delightful with flocks of songbirds and birds of prey, like hawks and eagles, soaring above. One of my most memorable encounters was with a family of raccoons. They were cautiously trailing my path one early morning, seemingly curious about my presence.
Isn't it amazing how these experiences can turn a hike into something unforgettable? It's like a small window into their world. But with these incredible encounters comes responsibility, right? Observing from a distance is key. Could you delve a bit into why this is such an important practice?
Certainly. Keeping a respectful distance from wildlife is crucial for several reasons. Firstly, it ensures the safety of both the hiker and the animal. Animals can have unpredictable behaviors and might react defensively if they feel threatened or cornered. From a conservation perspective, minimizing human presence helps animals go about their natural behavior without stress or disruption. Many parks and reserves actually have guidelines recommending specific distances to maintain from different species, and respecting these is a must to preserve the rich experiences nature offers.
Those are such powerful points. It speaks to the wider respect and connection we're striving to have with nature when on the trails. It also links well with the next aspect: recognizing signs of wildlife activity. Trails often give us clues, don't they? What should hikers keep an eye out for to anticipate wildlife nearby and any potential hazards?
Absolutely, the trail can tell a story if you know how to read it. Fresh tracks on the ground are a classic indicator, whether they belong to deer, bears, or rabbits. You can often hear rustling in the bushes or birds suddenly taking flight, which can suggest larger animals moving about. Scat, or animal droppings, is another sign, often providing details about the type of animal, its size, and sometimes even its diet. Nesting sites, burrows, or partly eaten plants can also suggest the presence of local wildlife. Being observant of these signs not only enhances your experience, but also helps in staying alert to any potential dangers.
Yes, those subtle clues really can provide context to what's happening around us, and can be a game changer in terms of preparedness. Now, let's tackle the more unexpected situations. Wild animals are generally as keen to avoid us as we are to avoid them, but sometimes encounters happen quite abruptly. How should hikers react to these unexpected wildlife encounters to ensure their safety?
Great question. Remaining calm is your first and most important tool. Animals have an acute sense of emotion and movement, and a nervous or frightened reaction can escalate the situation. Slowly back away without turning your back on the animal, and avoid making direct eye contact, which can be interpreted as a challenge. If the animal is aggressive, making yourself look larger by raising your arms or a jacket might deter it. Additionally, making noise like clapping or speaking firmly might help in scaring off most wildlife. It's essential to have bear spray handy in bear country. Practicing these strategies can significantly reduce risks.
That's right. Having that knowledge and composure can make all the difference. Let's shift now to a more philosophical aspect: the role wildlife plays in enhancing our hiking experience. In what ways do you think these encounters enrich our connection with nature?
There's a profound sense of unity with the natural world when you encounter wildlife on trails. It's a gentle reminder of the intricate ecosystems we are part of, rather than just visitors. These interactions can inspire a greater appreciation and responsibility for conservation efforts. Witnessing wildlife in its natural habitat strips away the distractions of modern life and connects us to a primal sense of belonging and wonder. It's a reminder that there are ancient rhythms and cycles continuously happening beyond our everyday experiences.
Exactly. Those moments are genuinely humbling and shape our perspective on environmental stewardship. For new hikers tuning in, understanding this balance with nature can be so rewarding. What practical tips would you offer to those preparing for potential wildlife encounters?
Preparation is key for novice hikers. First, researching the local wildlife before heading out can better equip you for the experiences you might have. Bringing items like bear bells or whistles can help prevent surprise encounters. Never hike alone if you're unfamiliar with the area. There's safety in numbers. It's also useful to pack essential gear like first aid supplies, extra snacks, and adequate water to handle unexpected delays. Lastly, building wildlife recognition skills will enhance your comfort and awareness on trails.
Those are excellent tips, really practical and easy to integrate for ensuring safety and enjoyment on the trails. It's been fantastic having this conversation and sharing insights that I know will resonate with our listeners to safely enjoy their July hikes. Before we wrap up, any final anecdotes or wildlife stories you'd like to leave us with?
Certainly, there's one experience that comes to mind that encapsulates many of the points we've discussed. I once spent an early July morning on a remote trail, and perched on a nearby tree was a bald eagle, watching the sunrise. The serenity of that moment struck me. Seeing such an amazing creature in its element reaffirmed the importance of observing respectfully from a distance. It was a powerful reminder of the delicate balance we maintain with nature and the privilege it is to witness it firsthand.
What an incredible moment, a real testament to being present and mindful during our adventures. Thank you so much for sharing your experiences and wisdom today. As always, it's a pleasure to explore these topics with you. For our listeners, today's episode offered valuable insights into effectively and safely appreciating wildlife during their trails this July. By promoting both awareness and respect, we contribute to conservation efforts and deepen our connection with our natural surroundings. Thanks for tuning in to Pathfinders, a hiking podcast with Brian, your guide to exhilarating and enriching outdoor experiences. Until next time, happy hiking and stay safe on the trails.